So you know I'm paid in full.
What's going on? You're tapped into another creator's interview. I got another great guest, Merkenzie Davis. What's up, man?
What's good? What's good?
My classmate. Yeah.
Oh, man.
How you been, man? You been all right?
I've been good, man. God's been good, taking every day one day at a time. Every day is a blessing.
Yeah, that's what's up. So let's hop right into it. I want to get into the Kulture original. Let's go. Let's start from the jump of that. What was the original idea?
Really? First, of course, I give all grace and thanks to God, because without God, I would never created it.
Right.
But when I was in the military, I had deployed. I was exposed to a lot of different cultures. I went through Ireland. I went to Qatar. I went through Kuwait. I was exposed to all these different cultures, and I was like, man, like, I want to create a brand that's about bringing all the cultures together in one. But before I had even started Kulture Original, I was like throwing parties and concerts and stuff like that. But I knew in my head, I already set an age in my mind. I'm like, after this age, I'm not going to want to throw parties no more. So while I was overseas, December of 2017, well, actually, that's when I launched the brand, December 2017, but I was deployed overseas until October. Then that whole time being in Qatar from March to October, I was sketching, coming up with designs, coming up with a concept, and like every design you see, like I hand drew it myself. And so I came back and I was like, man, I'm finna launch a brand. I got my trademark, got everything registered, got my LLC. And Kulture Original was born in December 2017.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So that's been almost...
It'd be 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
Coming up in December, it'd be 7 years.
So you got all the different cultures. What was the most shocking thing you saw somewhere else?
So,
culture-wise,
I would say it was cool seeing like how their customs were when it came to like how they carried themselves. Of course, like, I mean, most people see in the Middle East, they see like all the women covered up and stuff like that. But it's just the bargaining system out there. Like, we went to the mall out there in Qatar. It looks, if you ever been, most people are familiar with Dubai. So I'm going to use that as a comparison. So Dubai, like Middle East shopping area, and it's very like similar to Qatar, because I guess that's they concept in the Middle East. So you see, like, it's kind of like the best comparison I could put it to is like New York, how they always bargaining. They trying to get you to sell stuff, but over there, they're ready to give stuff away for a little or nothing.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to see how they not only worked well together, but they wanted you to leave with it no matter what.
Yeah.
So they will figure out how to get the price down. But that was just something that always stood out to me. And like, I'm like, man, I'm going to have that hustling mentality, but I mean, I'm not trying to get my stuff away for nothing,
Right, yeah.
So, but it was just cool just seeing like a lot of different how they barter system worked over there.
Yeah. And so you say you were drawing not just the culture, but the style from their styles. Is that something that you were doing?
So I would say the style is more modern in the U.S. It's like a modern U.S. Style. But when it came to like my patterns, like my colorways, like for instance, like the pattern under the lining of my hat.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Also, and like my jacket right here is my custom pattern right here, and also on the shirt that you're wearing.
Yeah, that's
what so I would use, when it came to my Kulture Original pattern, like that's where I pull inspiration to.
Right.
And that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we were younger, I used to hear all the time, like like as far as trends, they're traveling faster now, right? Then there used to be like a delay between like California was like ahead of us as far as like trends. It took us a little while to get to Texas and stuff like that. But it can't be like that with social media anymore, huh? Trends probably moving way faster. Huh?
Nah, yeah. With social media, you got to play with the algorithm. I know you're familiar with that.
Right.
So when it comes to...
Well, I mean trends as far as like clothing trends.
Okay, so when it comes to clothing trend, I would say we're still behind the times when it comes to different countries. Really? But when it comes to like in the US, we all, like because of social media, like you're saying, everybody is kind of on the same track right now. And you see like now you got the stacked pants look going on. You got the short. I mean, I'm no offense to the before I say this, no offense to the designer community, but like I'm not finna wear no crop shirt. Like you see like now it's like a crop shirt trend like in the men industry, you know, it's starting to be more men's wearing skirts in the area like that. Like so we're on the same balance when it comes to US styling. But when it comes to like outside of the country, like it's stuff that I'm seeing picking up now that was going on years ago. Right. You know, so we're behind when it comes to culture advancements in the clothing industry.
How do you approach like fashion trends? Like you said, okay, some people are wearing crop tops, but I don't want to do that. So where you're not just following trends, because I know I've seen people that get into making clothes and they're just like, all right, we're going to stamp a logo on what looks cool, or like what's trending right now. But like, what's your approach to staying like trendy but having your own look?
So my approach personally, if I ain't feeling it, I'm not gonna want to buy it or resell it. Yeah. You know, so it's a little biased, I can't lie. When it comes to my selection of products and it comes to my selection of colors and styles. But at the same time, like to find a healthy medium, like for instance, like I'm doing more stacked pants, I'm doing stuff of that nature that I know that the community in the designer world and the street market world want, but I'm not jumping over a boundary. Like it's just so many different areas that I can touch in that I can avoid areas I don't really care to touch in, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you do outside of fashion at the moment? Or is that like, or is the clothing brand it, or is there more to Kulture Original?
So when it comes to Kulture Original, myself personally, I'm an event coordinator at heart. So I like to speak, not only speak, but I like to do different conventions and help coordinate conventions. So a lot of times people, if you see me on social media, I'm traveling to state, going to different conventions and marketing my brand. They might have me speak. They might have me pick me up as a sponsor or want to sponsor me to come to their show just because my brand is picking up a lot of awareness now. So that's what I'm doing right now. I kind of didn't cut back on a lot of different things because I'm getting ready to graduate college. Right. So I'm full-time in college right now as well. So I'm juggling between full-time and college. And also I'm about to be ordained as a deacon. So I'm juggling working in the church and coordinate conventions, going to conventions, shipping out products, planning photo shoots, coordinate different events, like all these different things, at once. A lot of stuff. Yeah, like it's been a long week. It's been a long past week going into this week, so it just seems like I'm all still in the same week because I haven't sat down yet.
Yeah. What's your plan for balancing all that?
I'm just knocking one thing out at a time. You know, that's all I can do. Like literally, like Wednesday, I had a photo shoot. In Dallas, Texas, drove back to Abilene, got back to Abilene at 1 a.m. Thursday morning, turned around, packed up, got prepped for a convention, left for the convention Friday morning, got to Killeen, Texas, Friday afternoon, set up, worked the convention Saturday and Sunday, left there, came back to Abilene, packed orders, because I got to pay attention to my online shipping as well. Packed orders. My orders literally still in the car right now. Put the orders in the car. Then now I drove here to Texarkana now. I'm talking to you. And then, then I'm going to be here for a couple of days. Got to spend time with the family. Take care of your family. Got to look after your family.
Definitely.
So I'm going to be here a couple of days and then I got to turn around. Got a convention in Dallas. Go to that. Like, so it's just constant grind, man. Just constant grind.
What's the hardest part about being an entrepreneur, do you think?
Time.
Yeah.
Time, finding the time. Yeah.
What are your passions outside of like work? Outside of the brand, outside of that, like what do you do outside of that? Or is it just, I guess you go to college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm full-time in school. I'm going through a process of being ordained as a deacon.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So, I've been going a deacon in training for 8 months at New Light Baptist Church in Abilene, Texas. Actually, previously to that, because we just merged with a church with New Light. It was Ash Street Baptist Church before that, but we just merged with a church. And so now I'm in the process, and actually they just green lighted me to get ordained about 2 weeks ago. So I'm what they call a hot seat. I'm gonna have to sit in front of the whole congregation. They're gonna ask me a series of questions that's in the Bible. Yeah. And I got to know these questions, and that's where they're going to dictate if I'm allowed to be ordained or not. Literally in a service full of people,
wow.
You know. And so, yeah, that's kind of, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, that sounds like it's nerve wracking. Deacon, that's normally traditionally would be an older person, right? And throughout history.
Yeah.
So is that a trend that they're grabbing younger people, or is that just like you just like ready to go?
My pastor asked me about a year ago, and probably about a few months after that, I finally like, hey, I'm willing to accept this role, I haven't really seen many deacons around my age. Like you said, it's normally like older gentlemen, normally gentlemen that's married. God hasn't blessed me yet with my wife. I'm not, clearly I'm not ready, but every day is, I'm preparing for whenever that day might come, but it is normally a position for the older individual.
Yeah. When the lady comes along, you're going to have to find some time. I will tell you that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm already knowing that I have a hard time balancing time as it is. So I know having a woman in your life is, you got to put a lot of time towards her because, she's priority as well.
Yeah, they're going to want that.
Yeah.
But they also got to know when they get with you that, like, you're going to go, risk, you're going to go try things. Yeah. And that's just like, so just when you're looking for, I've been married a long time, but like I say, my wife, but she kind of understands that, like, I live a kind of a crazy life, and I'm here and I'm there and I'm here and I'm there. Mm-hmm. And just, if I could encourage you, just make sure you find somebody that doesn't want to, that understands that you're going to be moving around, and not just moving around, but like taking care of things and wearing several hats. Because if you meet a nice young woman that doesn't want you to do those things, you're gonna have conflicts.
Yeah, definitely. She's gonna pull you backward instead of forwards.
So, but shout out to my wife. She has sat back and watched me do a whole bunch of things all over the place. Yeah, definitely. She's been great. Let's see. What does success look like to you? How would you define success?
I mean, success in the human realm is really just, it's so broad. It can change every day. But what it look like to me, it's like freedom.
Yeah.
Success look like freedom to me. When I'm able to move around and do whatever I want to do when I need to do it. It's not even really the aspect of being able to buy things, because I just feel like that comes with time. And as you grow, you stop caring about a lot of things that's in the world. You rather, you search after peace. You're looking for healthy community. So healthy community, peace, freedom is what success looks like to me.
Yeah. That's very, very wise. Because people, I've done this several times, bought something that I thought would make me happy. And then, like, how many times have you done that? Bought something. It's just like, if we could buy one thing and be happy, we wouldn't buy nothing else.
Exactly.
But it's always something new. For me, it's a camera, it's a microphone. It's always something. I say, well, I need this. I need this. I need this.
It's cool at the moment.
Yeah.
It's cool at the moment.
But some of the things, I mean, it's good to stack it, but, get things and have things. But what you're talking about is a deeper peace. A lot of people, as you get older, they're like, damn, I need peace more than anything. Definitely. Like, because you can have all kind of stuff, but if you're just stressed out all the time,
it's worthless.
It's worthless. Yeah.
You can't enjoy it. You stressed out, you can't enjoy it. Like, so, peace is priority over everything, like being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You don't want to sit there and indulge into things like that serves you no purpose.
Right.
You start to realize, like, all right, I want to spend my time here because this is where I'm most level. Like when you start doing what you love, you find peace in it as well. So yeah.
Freedom, financial freedom, and even financial freedom is not even about buying stuff. Mm-hmm. Really, it's like what you're saying. It's about being able to do what you need to do.
Yeah, being able what you need to do what you need to do, and like I feel like God blesses us all the time and puts us into a point to where sometimes we don't. You get to a point to where you don't even have to worry about yourself when on a financial aspect or certain things. Let's just say everything is going simple in your life, you know, like, but you start seeing the destruction is going on in somebody else's life that you know personally. And at that moment, I feel like God has blessed you at that moment to be at peace in your life to where you can help another individual.
Right.
You know, because I feel like we're here to help each other. We're not here for ourselves. Every day, I feel like we should aim more and more to be more selfless, you know, that way we can like just help others and care for others, you know, be a wingman, you know, that's what we say in the Air Force, but
Be a wingman.
Yeah, be a wingman. You feel me? Yeah.
Ours was battle buddy. Wingman is way better. They would tell us in basic training, don't go nowhere without your battle buddy.
Yeah, don't go nowhere without your wingman.
That's rough.
Yeah, real talk.
How would you say the military molded you? Do you think, or let me rephrase that question? How much do you think it molded you?
I feel like it gave, of course, everybody gonna always say this. It gave us more structure.
Yeah,
you know.
Definitely.
It showed me a lot of bad, but a lot of good too. It showed when I was in the military. I feel like the biggest thing that I learned from the military was don't let your guard down, no matter who you're around, because like a lot of people is cutthroat in the military. They're really trying to make rank for their own personal gain, and you'll think you can trust somebody. Now they telling the commander or your leadership that hey, such and such was doing this, you know. So it taught me to talk a little less, you know. I like to talk, you know. So it taught me just to shut up.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes
just be quiet. Yeah, you know.
Did you have trouble with your faith in a place that could be rougher than everyday society?
I would say even when I first joined the military, they had religious services. I'm gonna put the quotes religious services.
Yeah.
But I grew up in church, like so, like as from a kid up, you know. So it wasn't whatever they was trying to. I didn't even gonna say that, but it didn't challenge it. It didn't challenge it. It was just like I went as soon as I got through tech school. I was in they call it the white rope program. We was like chaplain assistants. So I stayed connected in any form or fashion that I could. Even I got them to Abilene, Texas. I got connected to a church out there, and actually a close friend of mine that had passed away, that I had started my party company with, had introduced me to the church that I'm in now. So it was just God just kept sending people and sending things to keep me connected to him. And so I never let go. Like, you know, I might stray away here and there. I might make some mistakes. I'm far, far, far from perfect, but I never let go. Like I still found my way back in some form of fashion. Yeah.
I remember at basic training, there was a guy, I was at Fort Benning, Georgia, and this was an infantry unit. So it was kind of rough. And there was one guy that was really trying to focus on his faith, you know, there. And I could just see him really struggling there because of how just rough the crowd was, you know. And then, you know, the drill sergeants were all infantry guys. Everybody was, you know, ready to go mess stuff up. And, you know, and I just didn't know if you had that type of experience there. But yeah, by the grace of God, man, I just pray every day. I mean, like, no matter what I did, like, I made sure I made myself back at church, you know, unless I had some type of weekend duty or something of that nature. Like, I made sure I'm either at Bible study, I'm either at weekend service. Yeah. It was funny because at basic training where I was at, they have all the different services, right? And for, you know, most people were going to the Baptist church. You know, there was a Christian church. But when they got wind that the Jewish church had bagels. I'm talking about everybody and their mama on paper converted that weekend.
Not they converted for the bagel.
They converted. They were changing. What? They was changing religion on paper for the bagels.
If that all it took.
That's all it took.
Not the bagel.
Oh man, that was one of the that just popped in my mind from base training. But yeah,
I'm trying to think.
I said, man, I'm not that down bad enough to go. I would go to church, but I ain't gonna lie, I would sleep in there too. But they was nice about it. Like they knew you was getting destroyed like all week. So they're like, okay, Johnny over there's asleep, but we'll just kind of let him go.
Yeah, we had in basic training, like, man, we couldn't slip up. We had these little paper. I don't know if y'all had it, like, it called 341s. And so whenever we got in trouble, they took out 341, and I think they marked it. And if you marked it, now you potentially could get pushed back a week of training and doing a whole other week over. Well, I ended up getting mine pulled, all of them pulled. We had like 3 of them, I think. Took all of them because I had said the N-word. And so they were like, I was like, dang. So that gave me a U, which was unsatisfactory for the week of training, but thank God they didn't push me back. But
God, that would suck. I remember, bro. You don't want to spend any extra weeks.
And it's like it turns into hell.
Yeah.
Every time a person get pushed back a week, it's like they disappear. You never see them again.
Really? Yeah. So when you're saying they went back a week, you're saying that did they go to a whole different company?
They went to a whole another flight. They had to do a whole week of basic training again.
Yeah. So, but then you would finish with different people?
Yeah, you'll finish with a whole new flight.
Yeah, no, that was right. They would just, that might be worse. They would just physically like just destroy us, but that might be worse.
Yeah.
A whole extra week with different people. Cause I started with one group and finished with one group, which it sounds like you did too. But man, we would get the, man, what do we call them? They would not dropouts. They would recycles, and they would be people that couldn't pass the PT stuff or whatever, and they would come back to the. They would come from. They'd be ahead of us, but it was cool when you get a recycle because they tell you what you was finna get into. Like somebody was like 2 weeks ahead and done did a couple things that we're finna do. They give us a lowdown about what's finna happen. Like, hey, we're finna go to the gas chamber or whatever. It ain't that bad. This is what happened. You know, because if you didn't have somebody like that, you'd just be going blind into it. Yeah. Which sometimes it is better to just get it over with. But
see, that's what they call it too when like somebody got pushed back a week of training.
Recycle.
You know, but they made us redo the whole training. Like, so it was.
Oh yeah, this one dude did the got chamber, got recycled. He had to do the gas chamber again.
Man.
I said, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Did you get gas? Did you have to do that?
Yeah, I got gas. I thought I was gonna die in that thing. I'm like, it's just like they make it like a horror movie in there. It's like we all in there. I don't think they do it no more. But
they don't do it no more.
I don't think so.
I know the infantry does. I know for sure.
Yeah, I don't think in the like regular basic training for Air Force. I don't think they do it no more. Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, we had to flap our arms.
Yeah, like what y'all trying to do to us? Like, man.
But no, I got in trouble that day and I had to hold the door. And so I was the last one out. It was kind of good because I kind of got closer to the fresh air, but at the same time was literally the last one out of the building.
Yeah.
But I was crying. I mean, everybody's crying and spitting up nasty stuff. But like everybody gets sick when you first get there, and then you do the gas chamber, and then everybody's better.
Yeah, just
like
chilling.
You get all the bad stuff out of you.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like it cleans your whole system. Like.
Oh man, I can talk about basic training forever. I hated that shit, but it was some of the funnest stuff ever. Let's move on, man. What do you think has been the biggest challenge for you so far as your brand?
Consistency. Staying consistent been a big thing with me, especially since I balance so many different things, and then sometimes trying to have a social life, a personal life. You know, you can easily get comfortable. Like you can get comfortable not doing anything, or if you take a break or doing one thing and not having it, because like I jump from situation to situation. So I'm like, all right, cool, I ain't got to worry about that stress no more. Now trying to go back into working on my brand, it's a dreadful feeling, but I have to push through it and get it done if I want to keep growing. So consistency, definitely.
Sometimes when you get really busy, I've noticed, because I get busy all the time. Sometimes I get busy and then, like you say, you stop for whatever reason. It feels good sometimes to just do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, breath of fresh air for real.
Yeah. No. But this is not one of them type situations. I always have to remind myself, you're not gonna get anywhere if you don't do anything. Yeah, so it's like you always got to So consistency, posting, like, man, just social media posting alone is like, because are you on all platforms? Like, are you like on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm on all platforms. my personal, like, only thing I think I deleted my Twitter on my personal account, but as of all other platforms, like, it's even a new platform called Clapper. Sound crazy, like sound like a disease. If you
not
but
the clapper.
It's like
got a bad case of the clapper.
But it's like a adult version of TikTok. You know, like I'm on, like I try to stay present in like all those new social medias coming up.
Are
like,
you posting daily? You post every other day, or when it comes to you, what's your strategy on posting?
I be wanting to post a weekly or every day, but like at one point, like in January, like I'm like, all right, New Year, I'm posting every week. You know, so I had posted, like, I started posting like twice every week, and then like, I don't know what happened in February. It ain't. I just, school started back. It's like, it's been a challenge.
A lot of people are users of different social medias. The common person is a user. They're not posting. They're not seeing what it takes to post every single day. So like, there's people that have Facebooks that haven't posted in a year. They're on there to look. There's people on Instagram that post once a month, and they're really just on there to look. Yeah. But as somebody trying to do something, as entrepreneur, creator, whatever you want to call it, or owning a brand or whatever, it's like, dude, you have to post. And I don't think the common person understands how tough that is to post something. It's just like they tell you post every day or every other day, and it's like, man, that takes a chunk of time. You know, finding the right content, posting it to everything, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. How do you keep up? Like, I don't know.
So I think with me and my team, what puts me in an advantage is the fact that we do like a lot of different conventions. So we're traveling all around the US. Like, and so if they don't see us online, they're going to see us in person.
Yeah, that does help.
And so it's people tagging us in products, or when they see us, or when they see my trailers, people tagging my trailer on the highway. We could be in some random state, somebody add me on social media, and it's like, it's a beautiful thing, like, to see. So between social media, being online, and being consistent, traveling, doing conventions, like, it's like, hopefully I get to the point where I'm working both of them at the same time. Yeah. Not hopefully. I will get to the point where I'm working both of them at the same time. But that's kind of like, that's my little advantage, I guess. Like, being present in not only online, but in public eye. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can see that. My deal is more like all the stuff I'm doing is more of a online deal. So I'm feeling the pressure of like, okay, if they're going to see me, it's going to be online. But I me personally have the tendency to stay in the back cave and be like, you know.
Yeah, it's easier, you know, like, it's easier to just stay in the shadows. Like, because you get that social anxiety when you post, like, dang, am I going to get the likes? Am I going to get the comments? Am I going to get the traction? You know, so. Yeah.
So let's talk about that. How do you approach numbers? Are you paying attention to numbers? Are you just trying to post the best stuff? Or, I mean, because it's easy to get sucked into the numbers deal, like looking at your likes, looking at stuff like that. And that can be detrimental. That can help you to see what's working and what's not working, but that can also be like, overwhelming almost. How do you approach the numbers part of it?
So when it comes to me looking at, like, I look at my traction, of course. You know, you can't help it. You're going to see, all right, how many likes I get? All right, is this going viral? What's going viral? What won't? You know, so sometimes I'm like, okay, this only got a few likes. I'm going to delete this. I don't want nobody to see this, you know? Yeah. But how I approach it most of the time is just keeping faith. Like, whatever it's supposed to do is going to do. Right. If it don't go viral, it don't go viral. It ain't supposed to be. I mean, I know my situation is different than some because I'm a strong believer in God. And so whatever, if this is the one, this is going to be the one. But like lately, like any content I post, I just let it do what it do. Yeah. You know, so just post and pray, post and pray, like whatever. You can't think too much about it. Like if you can get to the point to where, of course, like quality is definitely key for me. You know, I want to make sure I'm posting quality content. Like it's not blurred. The visuals are good. My voice is not cracking. I'm coming clear. But other than that, like I'm not finna worry about, as long as I know I put the best work that I can out there, I'm not going to worry about the performance behind it. Right. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a good way to approach that. Mm-hmm. A less anxious way to approach that than like, my numbers. Mm-hmm. We got to get the numbers up.
Exactly.
And with the internet not just the internet, but social media is changing their algorithms a lot lately. It's like some things work and then they don't work. And it's like you could post one thing on one deal and get thousands of views on it and then post it to the same video somewhere else and it might get 100. It's like, I think you've got the best approach where it's like, we're just going to make quality and put it out there. And like, then just whatever it does, what it does. It's almost like, because in a sense, it is out of our hands a lot of times.
I would say one tidbit that I see, like, this is my guess, but I feel like it's been consistent every time. Like, so if you find a video that goes viral, it's like a viral video carries a code. All content carries a code, right? And so if you take that same type of video and post it on a different platform, it's going to perform probably not the same, but just as well as it did on that other platform. But so like you were saying, like I had one video that had went viral on my business TikTok. I got like 1.4 million views. Yeah. And I posted it on Instagram, same video, got 100K views. Yeah. So it didn't go as viral, but that code that it was carrying, it pulled. It's like the interface recognized it. Yeah. And so I posted same hashtags, and I posted it also on YouTube shorts. Yeah. And the same thing happened. Yeah. And so I did that with multiple other videos and consistently. And the same thing happened. So, I just started doing a little more research about timing and stuff like that. So I would say, like, try it. You never, it won't hurt nothing, so just a little tidbit, like videos carry code. And if you have a video that's currently going viral at that moment, take advantage of it. Yeah, take advantage of it. Post it across the way, huh?
When you say quality, that made me think of what we were talking about before. I don't think we talked about it yet on camera. Talking about when, and first of all, shout out for the shirt. Appreciate that. No problem, man. No problem. This is super nice. The material. Yeah. I really like the material. It feels like a well-made shirt. It doesn't seem, because I've seen people go, I have a clothing brand, and they've got like a George shirt from Walmart with a logo heat pressed on it. And then that the Walmart brand.
I don't remember a George shirt.
I feel like that's what I think that's. I think
like Faded Glory or something.
Something like that. No, I think that is George. I think that's a brand.
Yeah, I ain't seen
because I wear a lot of Walmart clothes, bro. To be honest, like just like a blank blue shirt. Yeah, you might catch me in a blank blue shirt from Walmart.
Okay,
$3.
Nothing wrong with it, man. Hey,
but no quality. Yeah, this feels like a nice shirt. So, what's your approach on making clothing as far as?
So when it comes to product pieces, like I'm very a big fan of. I ain't no gatekeeper. I love using 50% cotton or 50% polyester. Like 9 times out of 10, that's the fabric I'm gonna use. You can't go wrong with it. It's shrink resistant. It's water resistant for the most. Nothing is 100% water resistant. But that's my route when it comes to the quality of my garments.
How far ahead do you plan before something new drops? Like, so if this shirt, if this came out today, typically how long ago was this created by you?
Design wise, when it comes to like the designs that's on it, like the wording and the pictures and the artwork that's on it, like that artwork I'm still using artwork that I made in 2017. Yeah. Like the people just haven't seen. I got artwork from, most of my artwork that I made is just sitting in back stock from 2017 to 2020. And I got a few new items that I've been sketching up and designing, but so I could sit on a piece of artwork for years and not even use it because it's not the right movement. Yeah. And I don't know what type of product, or it don't look right on this product. So I'm waiting till something comes to my head to where it pieces together. Yeah. So it's really up and down.
Yeah, that's interesting because when I work on a lot of music and I see people that I've seen people record a song and then put it out several years later and it like do really well. And I was like, well, dang, that's old, but that's like, it's not really old because only they knew about it. So it's like, this design could be old, but it's not. How would they know? It's still new to everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's interesting. How do you stay creative? What's your approach on creativity?
Well, when it comes to my creativity, it exposure. I have to move around. I can't just be in the same area around the same people or expose myself to the same different things because nothing is going to shift. Nothing is going to move, you know, your product or your surroundings, you know. So I just keep going, you know, if I'm not exposing myself to nothing or I'm not studying or looking up new designs, or looking up new potential products, I'm not going out, like my creativity doesn't flow, you know? So just continue to just grow myself. I mean, I have a big, I feel like I have a big weight on my shoulder having a brand that's called Culture Original. So I need to continue to advance my understandings of different cultures. Yeah. You know, like that's the basis of my brand. So I need to stand on that. So yeah, culture's important, but one word, the other word's kind of been standing out in my head, original. Staying original, that's tough. That's very tough. We've talked about the cultures, but in the name, Culture Original, where does that come from? Or how do you focus on keeping things original? So like being OG, like being original, you know, everybody know that term, the OG, the original person, the original gangster, that whole concept, like standing above all, you know, it's important that word. Okay, let me go a little further backwards. So first the brand was supposed to be called Kulture, you know, but I was like, nah, like we're the original. Like I feel like with my brand representing unity, like all the cultures coming together in one, I wanted them to understand like we are the original. Everybody has their own like pathway from Korean, African American, Japanese, Spanish, like my pattern is the original concept, like, because it's all of us together in one. Right. Like we are the beginning, we are the end. Like it doesn't get any more original than us. And so that's where, when I came for that, when I made that the ending of it, I wanted that to be like the main understanding. Like we are the start, we are the beginning of the end of the culture. Like, so if that answers your question. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What other products have you made outside of clothing? Because I remember you had the cups, the cool cups. They did all kind of stuff. What other type of stuff have you made outside of clothing? So outside of clothing, we launched some earrings before. We done a lot of different stuff like that. But the hit on that, the cup, we did a digital K12 cup. We call it the K12 cup. We mix H2O and Culture Original and made K2O. Thought that was kind of cool. I thought I did something right there. That sounds cool. Like it read so we're the only country, almost the only country in the world that reads in Fahrenheit. And so on the cup, it was actually in Celsius, you know, and also came with a conversion chart. That way you be able to read from Fahrenheit to Celsius and understand what you was reading. You know, so it was kind of a learning product too. You know, we wanted to teach people as well, you know, because we're trying to be the original. We're trying to make sure it's universal for everybody to understand how to read in Celsius as well. But outside of that, like I I have beanies. I have like this 2-in-1 beanie. You can wear it as a ski mask or you can wear it as a beanie. And it has ears on it, you know, and I made them in different animals. Because like we bringing all the animals together, just trying to, it was a little cool thing. That was actually one of my most sold products of 2023. You know, wow. Like it helped me touch 6 figures last year. So thank God. Yeah, there you go. So we had a koala bear, a panda bear, grizzly bear, you know, and we got a couple other different animal concepts coming out. Yeah. What's your favorite animal? I know that's a wild one. Koala. Koala? A lot of people don't know this, but the brand animal is a koala. Yeah. What does that mean? The brand animal. Like so. Oh, your brand animal. Yeah, my brand. Yeah, my brand. My fault. I didn't register that. It throws a lot of people out. Like, yeah. Okay, it makes sense though. So you know, like a coup. I think it's like an alligator or something. Like the coup brand, Teel brand. Oh yeah. On the shirts. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's got the alligator on them. Yeah. Then Polo got the horse. You know. Yeah. So your brand is a koala. Yeah, it's a koala. I think I was reading about koalas lately. Koalas are really weird. Yeah. Don't they have a bunch of thumbs? They got like all their fingers look like thumbs. Thumbs, yeah. And they, dude, I learned all kinds of stuff about koalas. Damn. Now I'm drawing a blank. The way they hang from the trees and stuff like that. Apparently, it's hard to get them to repopulate. Yeah, they're rare. They're a rare animal. You know, they don't. They're big about. They're probably the most peaceful when it comes to dealing with in the animal kingdom. You know, like they can associate with everybody and not have any beef. You know, so the brand unity about bringing everybody together. You know, associate with everybody. You know, so.
The koala. Yeah. They're not a bear. I figured that out.
Yeah.
Not actually a bear. They're can't remember the word.
It's like a dang.
We were talking about Australia, dude, on one of these podcasts, and it was just like fun, you know, just laughing at all the crazy stuff that's in Australia, because Australia's animals are crazy, dude. Australia has some of the weirdest animals, like the koala is really weird. I'm trying to figure out, are they, I think that, they're a marsupial. And their hands, it's got like 2 thumbs. Dude, that's an interesting one for your brand. But yeah, koalas are cool.
They're very unique.
Very unique. Yeah, they don't really make animals like that. And I feel like a marsupial, that means they have the little pouch thing like too. Like the kangaroo. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I love animals. I like getting into different, especially weird ones. Yeah. Marsupial native to Australia. Yeah. Australia's dangerous.
Yeah, I ain't been out there. I definitely got to make a trip out there.
Yeah, you got to go to Australia.
I got to.
You got to meet
the culture.
Yeah, for the culture. You got to meet the local koalas.
For real, yeah.
No, but they got crocodiles. They got kangaroos. I just recently learned kangaroos grow to be like 8 foot sometimes.
What? That's crazy.
Have you seen the videos like on TikTok? Like
they be boxing.
Yeah, they be fighting.
Man, kangaroo ain't nothing to play with.
Have you seen the one where the guy has his dog? The kangaroo like has his dog, and the guy has to run out there and fight him for his dog.
No, I didn't see that. What was the dog in the pouch?
No, the dog was in the pond.
Oh man.
The dog went after this kangaroo in the pond, and the owner goes outside and he's like, "What the heck?" And this kangaroo's like beating the mess out of his dog. So he runs up and he squares up with it like a boxer, like ready to fight. Had to fight this kangaroo for his dog back.
Yeah, man, I ain't boxing no kangaroo. I would have left the dog where it was. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Australia's wild. That's a rabbit trail, but I don't ever run away from the side topics when I do, because I like to do more of a conversational interview more than just like exchanging questions.
I feel that.
But yeah, the koala, that's cool. I'm glad you told me that, because that's pretty cool. Networking. How big has networking been for you?
Networking is, you know, they always say you are, what's that common saying? Your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
You know, it's real, you know. The more you connect with people on a personal level, the more they're willing to buy.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why we love doing conventions so much, because they understanding the person behind it. We getting to tell them the story, you know, versus them just, okay, they look cool.
Yeah.
You know, they become we call code buyers. You know, code buyers don't always hit buy, you know, but you talk to them in person, they get the understanding of you, they feel your products, they get to see your quality, and they become a hot buyer because now you done networked with them on a personal level. Yeah. A lot of networking that got me in conventions, like some conventions, like bigger name conventions, you got to pay to get in. But by me networking, some of them let me come in for free and just sell merchandise. So like it's some of these conventions, they charge you $2,000 to $5,000 to bend in their events. And so me networking and going to all the smaller events, bigger events, it opens doors for me not to have to pay these big expenses. Now I can pay my team more. Now I go home with more money, you know? Right. So taking advantage of them different situations.
What is the common theme of a lot of these conventions? Because you say conventions, like are the what specific type of conventions are these?
So when I first started out doing conventions, it was like sneakers, like sneaker conventions. So I don't know if you heard of SneakerCon or stuff like that. Like, so I'm sure
it's like any other con, just like it's like Comic-Con, but this is like sneakers.
Yeah, for instance. Yeah,
okay, I think I've seen videos where they walk around, like a guy walking around with a microphone. He was asking like, "What's your most expensive pair of shoes, or your favorite Jordans, or this and that?"
Exactly.
Is that's like a sneaker con or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that. Where everybody, a lot of different businesses have tables. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned Comic-Cons, because that's That's actually what I started doing now when it comes to conventions. I'm not even gonna gatekeep. I was going, but anyway, yes, man. I used to be so gung ho on doing sneaker conventions, but as a brand owner, I have realized all brand owners go to sneaker conventions, and so now that I have switched it and started going to anime conventions, I'm the only streetwear brand in there.
Yeah,
and so sales literally tripled.
Yeah,
Literally
that's
tripled.
smart.
And that's a big difference. When I say tripled, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
And so
that's smart because you're going at the sneaker place. There's so many people just, not, I don't want to say just like you. I don't want to just speculate that, but similar to you and trying to sell similar product there. When you go to this other, it's like a whole new environment.
Exactly. They like, whoa, what? Like, it's like a whole different community.
Are you into anime?
Yeah, I'm big on, I always been big on watching anime. Like, I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter. I'm pretty experienced in the anime world. So, yeah.
Heck, I just had Darby Tillis on here. I don't know if you ever crossed paths with Darby. He does lots of Comic Cons. He threw the ones that were here in town.
Okay.
And we talked for he came and we talked for like 3 hours. We talked for a long time. But no, he knows a lot of the voice actors and stuff. Like, he knows the guy that plays Vegeta. So we just got done talking about Comic Cons and that whole lane the other day. Extensively talked about it.
I didn't even know we had one in Texarkana.
Yeah, and he this is also the guy. Shout out to Darby Tillis, my boy. Bringing wrestling around here too.
Okay.
Wrestling events. Like, they got one in March on the Arkansas Convention Center. So he does events too. I'm trying to think of what some of the issues he was running into. Like, do you ever have what you feel like is the perfect event, but then you have a struggle with like the cities themselves, like making it happen?
Yeah. Yeah. When it came to me, like back in my, when I was doing more parties in my event coordination days, like, it was a struggle. When it came to, I was in Abilene, Texas, West Texas area. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's predominantly country based. No rock, no hip hop, no R&B. We don't even no type of clubs like that are out there, and so. We had to do the weirdest things when it came to marketing to get people to come out, So I remember one time I brought a Jello. I had bought a pool. I can't make this up. I still got videos of it. I bought a pool. Like, I promoted like we was going to do a Jello tug of war. So I bought a pool, filled it with water, bought some Jello solution, poured it in there. And we literally had a Jello tug of war in the middle of a party.
And that's what it took.
It was like doing different stuff like that, like themes, glow badge, all these different things. Like, you have to get people to come out. Is you got to go to an extensive level. You can't just like, hey, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Like, you got to add flair to it. So when it comes, especially when it comes to smaller cities, and if you don't, if you foreign to that area. You got to do these different things, but we was very successful when we doing that. So yeah, it is a challenge, especially in smaller cities like Texarkana being a smaller city as well. So I can only imagine what he had to undergo and go through.
Yeah, he was saying that he was having trouble with the Texarkana itself.
Oh, the city.
Yeah.
Not allowing him to do the events.
Yeah.
The only time I had an issue with the city, I had to do a concert with Boosie back in Abilene, Texas, and they said we was exciting game violence, that he was finna be a shootout and stuff like that. So especially with it being such a strong attraction, coming to a small city, him being that big name coming to a small city, they want to prevent stuff like that as much as possible, So
did it happen?
They ended up taking away the show happened, but they ended up taking away the location that we had originally. They literally shut down, like, no, you can't have an event here. You got to be over at midnight. He can't perform after this time. He can only perform this long. They put restriction after restriction after restriction after restriction, because at the end of the day, they can't legally make somebody not come to the city. Right. Like they couldn't do that. So they put every restriction all the way down. We ended up getting to a building outside of city limits, near the fairgrounds, I believe. And that's where we end up having a show at. So they gonna make it hard for you, but we made it happen though.
Yeah. So the show still went on.
Yeah,
Did you met him and all that stuff?
Yeah, we took pictures, met him.
Yeah. I think I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember you posted a picture with
2018.
Yeah,
I think 2018 and 2019. Yeah, it was stressful, but it happened. We made it happen.
Yeah.
We made it happen.
What do you think the best event you ever throw was?
Project WTE. It's just something about throwing a party with Project in front of it that make people come out.
Yeah.
Like it was. I remember like.
Does that come from like the movie or whatever, like the Project X movie?
Yeah, the Project X movie like set the flow for all parties, man.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wanted to throw a project party. You feel me? So
what did WT stand for? What was it?
West Texas Entertainment.
Okay.
That was my marketing party and company. Yeah. So I still.
So if I want to throw a party, I just need to put Project in front of it.
Yeah, put Project in front of it, man. And it's a wrap. There you go. Like you got 100 people coming guaranteed already, right there. That word Project. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, for real.
I feel like that's game right there.
You got to put an X on it too, though.
Yeah.
Just put an X somewhere on it. It's
somewhere,
going crazy. Yeah, somewhere on it. It's crazy.
Things like that. But yeah, your favorite. So there was a specific one.
It was 2021, I believe. What's that? Yeah, it was 2021. I had threw it at this building called the Mesquite Event Center. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if I know what it was. Like, so it was our first time doing like, you ever seen like people do like the host flyers?
Host flyers.
Like they say you get the party flyer and then you got a picture of a person on there.
Like that's gonna host it?
Yeah, that's hosting it.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what we did. So we had put some random, like we had found some fine Instagram models that they just put them on the flyer.
Oh yeah.
And sent them out. I'm like, oh snap, there's about to be a lot of bad girls here. We gotta pull up. So we did that. Then we had people DMing us, hey, can we get a host flyer? Can we get a host flyer? So we sending host flyers out. We probably made like 200 some host flyers. It was like over 1,000 and some people. And for it to be Abilene, it was crazy. Like it was crazy. We probably had like 1,200 to 1,500 people in that building.
Wow.
And like, it was just, man, I was 22, 23 around that time. Man, like, I was like, we started charging people $20, $35 to get in. Like, after midnight, like, they was ready. They was just paying it. They was paying it. My team, we brought home like, probably like 30K that night. We thought we did. So I like, yeah, we made it. We made it.
Yeah, this is it.
We made it. We the next Rock Nation. We made it. So
I've been taking notes here. So I need a project in the name, X somewhere in the name. Yeah, host flyers with cropped out Instagram models on them.
Yep, that's how you did. That's it.
I'm finna get rich.
Hey, but I don't throw parties no more. So so whatever. Like yeah.
What's your approach to? I keep saying the word approach today. That's been the word of the day. What's your approach? How do you feel about? How do you navigate competition?
Well, when it comes to like the clothing world, it's so many. COVID created so many businesses, so many clothing brands, so many everything. So honestly, I already knew. I seen it happening, but when it came to competition, it's like quality, quality or everything. Everybody think they can go on TikTok, post a shirt, post some clothing, and now they finna be the next biggest brand, which some brands do get lucky like that. But when it comes to that consistency, when it comes to time to pay your taxes, when it's time to deal with big business, I like to call it big business.
Yeah.
Like, the business don't last long after that because IRS coming for theirs. Like they coming for theirs regardless,
Yeah,
so
you're not paying taxes for sure.
Yeah, you got to pay your taxes. So when it comes to competition, like lately, I just been letting the government deal with it because I done seen so many brands come up and fall off, and I'm just really just staying consistent and true to my brand, doing the best that I can to keep my nose clean, make sure every time I get something I know that's going to be real, real good, as in a design, a trademark it. I make sure can't nobody copyright it or steal it, and I go from there.
I like that. What did COVID, since you bring up COVID, what did it do to you? How did it affect you?
Well, during COVID, I was thinking about getting out the military during that time. And No, I can't. Like, it's too dangerous financially. I can't make that decision. But it made me pivot because I couldn't throw parties. We was on shutdown. So that's when I actually really started focusing more on my clothing brand. I'm like, dang, I ain't got a choice. I really got to focus on my brand. Like, I want to make sure I keep growing. I keep doing something. I keep evolving. But a lot of COVID came with some mistakes too. Because during COVID, I had bought an event center as well. And that
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you bought a whole event center.
Yeah, I bought a whole event center in the middle of COVID. Dumbest thing I ever did. Man. 40 grand I'll never get back. Yeah, like I lost 40 grand in that deal. That was a long year for me, man. I was like depression, anxiety, stress. Like,
no doubt.
I was ready to quit it all. But because I just wanted to keep growing. And I'm like, okay, I got to do something. I got this building, and
it just wasn't the time.
Yeah, man, it wasn't.
If you got in that deal right now that COVID's over, that same building, you think it would have been a different outcome?
With me personally, I don't think so because my heart wasn't in it. And like I'm still trying to do so much.
Yeah.
And when you get a building, you can't move.
Yeah.
You can't move. And like Culture Original started paying their bills. It started paying my event center bills. And so I was killing both of my companies. Both of my companies was dying at the same time. Yeah. And so I had to hurry up and make a pivot. And so I got out of that deal in August of 2023. No, August of 2022. Yeah, and I got out of the military of September. Well, I got out of active duty military September of 2022. I'm like, look, I'm letting go of that. I'm letting go of the military. I'm letting go of all these different things because I was drowning. I was drowning financially and I was drowning mentally when it came to it. And so I got out of there before it was too late.
Yeah, that's wild. But your clothing was successful at that time.
Yeah,
but you were still drowning. That's one thing to think about. My grandpa used to say, too many irons in the fire, doing too much at once.
Yeah.
That is you can bleed I've done it before. You can bleed the profit out of what's working into your next, because you're like me, that next idea, we chase it a lot of times. This is I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do this, but what, and we call it investing, and it is investing, and it is risking. Yeah. Because all this is just one big risk a lot of the times.
Real talk.
But bleeding something that works, golly, I think a lot of people do this. Bleeding something that works into something that's an experiment.
Yeah.
That can happen.
Yeah, man. And forever, Culture Original is my child. Culture Original is my baby. Like I know, if I didn't have that at that moment, it balanced me. Right. It balanced everything out. It was bleeding me dry, but I mean, I didn't notice it because of the simple fact that Culture Original was doing so well at that moment that it offset it. It paid all the bills, and it just kept I just kept staying in the same place. I kept staying in the same place. I kept staying in the same place. And so, yeah, sometimes you can be delusional. You can make yourself look delusional in this whole situation because you're like, okay, it's gonna work now. But in all reality, when you look at it on paper and you see dang, actually, I'm not doing good because really, I had to pay 10 grand to get the AC fixed, but that money came from Culture Original. Okay, I made 4 grand this month, renting out the event center, but the expenses was actually 26,000. And you start looking at what you actually doing on paper. Man, you gotta pay attention to your numbers.
Yeah, paper is rough.
Man, you see it.
It was been several times. There was I was recording from 10 in the morning, 10 at night. I was charging I think it was probably at least $50 an hour, working 10-hour days, consistently. And I was like, dude, where's my money? Where? Who? I'm looking for the culprit. I just needed a mirror, bro. It was me. Exactly. It was me at Roadhouse. It was me at these other places. Man. It was me investing into some other thing that wasn't going to work. And yeah,
Yeah, man.
It's looking at that. You do need to watch your numbers because you can do, and that's another concept a lot of people don't realize. Dude, you can go out there as an entrepreneur and do a whole bunch of work, and that doesn't necessarily. You can be busy. You can be doing gigs. You can be performing your service and not be making profit.
Motion but no movement.
Yeah.
Motion but no movement. Like you ain't going nowhere. You making motion, but you ain't going nowhere, man.
Yeah. And that's what you want to avoid. That's why that's so important for us to, like you say, stay consistent, but also stay on a path that, is making profit. Because a lot of people, they go to work. Their profit is what the job gives them.
Right.
Our profit is what's left.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's a lot of math to be done. There's a lot of taxes to be done. And there's a lot of numbers that have to be watched.
Yeah. You don't want to put yourself in a treadmill lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like,
no doubt.
When you're running on a treadmill, you ain't going no. You have emotion, but you ain't going nowhere.
That's exactly what it's like. It's just like just going hard on a treadmill.
Exactly.
Just going absolutely nowhere. I've done it. I've been on a treadmill for months at a time.
Yeah.
Maybe in a year one time.
But the blessing about being on a treadmill, like when you constantly running, you learning still.
Yeah, getting your reps.
Yeah, you still learning. You know what I'm saying? You getting in shape.
Yeah.
You getting in shape, but at the same time, you still need to.
At some point, there has to be profit.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can reinvest all your profit and then have a bad investment and have no profit.
Exactly.
That's I don't know. That's just one of the realities of the type of lifestyle we chose.
Real talk.
But that's what it is for a creator. Before we wrap this up, you got anything else you want people to take away from this?
The one thing I would say is everything is never going to be as it seems. Because I know a lot of people I didn't even know about my situation with the event center. I like, dang, I thought everything ain't always perfect as an entrepreneur. Like I got struggles. I have things that I still work towards. I got things that that I have messed up on. I'm human. We're all human. But one thing I don't want don't ever use you being human as an excuse to continue to make the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So the main thing out of all of this, you're going to make mistakes, but it's a problem when you keep making the same mistakes. So learn from the mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn from the mistakes. That is important.
Yeah.
I think that's how you avoid the treadmill lifestyle.
Real talk. Treadmill lifestyle. I need to be a book or something.
Yeah, for real.
The treadmill lifestyle.
Man, I want to thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. There's been lots of gems in here. Yeah. I'll get it chopped down and here in a couple of days, hopefully get it back to you and get us some clips so we can post on our social media. It's a blessing, man, to do this, to get into the mind of people that are doing cool stuff. That was the original goal for me. That's like my mission statement. I'm sure you have a mission statement, but mine for this is I want to glimpse into the mind of people that are working outside of the box, thinking differently. Going about life in a different type of way. And I've seen that's what you've been doing. I respect it. And we went to school together. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, gotta get my boy on here. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. This has been another 180 Creator interview. Make sure you subscribe to us, hit the like on there, share it. If you see this anywhere on any of the social medias, please like and share. That does beautifully for us. That helps us out a lot. So y'all be blessed, man. Y'all have a great day.